everyone, and welcome to a brand new Toostupidgamerz video. I'm Mash,
I'm Zero.
and as you all know, we are both fans of...
Daytona!
That's right, we're both fans of Daytona USA. It's a beloved classic retro arcade racing game. We both played a crap ton of it in arcades, whether it be at Barcade, it'd be at different conventions if they have it there, and even as kids, because these were games that were around when we were kids. So we're both huge fans of Daytona. It's a fantastic game, and we have a very special video. But before we get into the reveal of what this video is all about, we would like to talk a little bit about Daytona USA, and that is, of course, again, a cool arcade racing game developed by Sega.
Sega AM2, by the way.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the development started in like 1992, and they actually worked with another company to create the Model 2 board for that arcade game. As a matter of fact, if you look back at the 1994 arcade game, that was the year it was released, you would actually see that it had like the Daytona car in the game, basically modeled in. You could sit inside of it and drive around. It was later released on the Sega Saturn. We even played it on the channel. Some of the footage would likely be seen while we're talking, as a matter of fact. And it's a very simple but fun racer, like Mash was saying earlier. You really only get one car, but depending on the difficulty you choose, you get a different paint scheme. However, one paint scheme, which I believe is that the beginner difficulty, I believe?
That would be the automatic.
Yes.
Automatic or manual would change. Again, this is all depending. There are many different iterations of Daytona. But yeah, in the Daytona USA that many of us know and love, depending on if you chose automatic or manual, it would actually change the color of your car. And actually, it made your car a little bit faster. You
Yes.
had higher top speed with the manual versus the automatic transmission.
However, one of the paint schemes, the automatic, is very iconic. It's what you see on the box art. It's what you see in most of the gameplay footage. And it's also the design that Mash over here attached himself to a lot more.
That is right. And so side note, before, obviously we love Daytona USA, before we move on, I just want to mention, for context of this, my dad gave me a helmet, a race helmet. It's actually a bike helmet, as
Yes.
it turns out, but a helmet nonetheless. He kind of just found it and was like, hey, do you want this? I'm like, well, I love racing, so sure, why not? I'll take it. And it kind of just sat there, and it had its whatever, it had some designs on it, and just the craziest idea dawned on me, that what if I would have it customized somehow? What if it was a helmet that was more personalized to what I like, as opposed to just a random race helmet? Of course, I'll never be using it for racing, but it would end up being something that's much cooler to me because of what it looks like. So I have a friend by the name of Paul Good, who I found out through my favorite event of all time, MagFest. I actually interviewed him. You could see him talking about the event from many, many years ago on this channel. We'll link that video here or somewhere. And Paul is actually somewhat of an engineer, mechanic. He's a very serious jack of all trades, and one of the things that he can do is he can vinyl wrap cars. That's one of his specialties. He's able to vinyl wrap cars, and we kind of talk a lot. We were just spitballing ideas here, and it just occurred to me. I was like, what if Paul can vinyl wrap this helmet for me? So that's very much what I did, and it just came down to what idea would be perfect for this type of project, and of course it had to be Daytona. So we went through the whole process together of what it would look like, how much it would cost, what materials would be needed. I mean, it came right down to making sure we had the right color. We left no stone unturned when it came to this custom helmet project. And yeah, I mean, by God, he made it happen. Paul, shout outs to him, definitely go check him out. Gotta open up an Etsy shop for this, because people will love it the second they see what we're about to show them.
Absolutely.
And but yeah, so he made it happen, and when I finally got a hold of it, it was incredible. He vinyl wrapped the entire helmet. He took pieces of it that had to be taken apart because it's more of a bike helmet than a car race helmet, but he did his best with the foundation, the skeleton of it, and the final product is just phenomenal. So I'm gonna reveal it right now.
Do it.
This is the Daytona USA race helmet. This is one of a kind. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone making this, so that's why I'm saying it's one of a kind. It's got all the different it's got, first and foremost, it's got the color scheme, which we had to decide on. It was gonna have to be red and blue. We just needed to make sure it was gonna be the correct orientation of the colors. Because it was a bike helmet, it had these vents that also had to be adjusted. And if you look all around it, it has all the cool stickers on it, because we wanted to customize it and make it like it's a legit helmet, as if the actual race car driver from Daytona USA, from the blue and red car, the 41 Hornet, was actually a race car driver in real life. This is what his helmet would look like. I mean, he did such a great job. And
you could even see AM2, the development team that created it, right in the back. You see their sticker. Perfect.
Part of our process became, what other types of things can we put on this helmet? Of course, the Sega logo, the different logos that are attached to the car itself, Gallop Racing, the little Hornet on the front, of course the Daytona USA logo, the number. But we really had to kind of get creative, so I thought to myself, yeah, the AM2 logo would be great for this.
Yep.
And I am just so stoked with how this came out. And we'll try to put up some progress photos of the actual process of making this. I'm gonna ask Paul to see if he could supply me with any of those. I'll try to also put like some before and after pictures of what the helmet looked like before versus what it looks like now. But I am so happy with how this came out. The second I got it in my hands, I thought to myself, like, this is incredible. It's a really cool set piece. Even to just have this is like wonderful. People walk into the room and they notice this helmet. If it was a regular helmet like it was before, it would still look cool, but this is so much more personalized that when a nerd walks in, when the gamer walks into the room, they're gonna recognize the Daytona USA helmet.
I noticed it myself when it was finally completed. I mashed it and tell me anything about it. I walk in and I notice it in that little cabinet thing you have downstairs. I'm like, what is that? Does it say Gallop on it? Is that a Daytona helmet? What? I kind of lost my shit. It's a very interesting helmet, and anybody who's ever played racing games should be able to recognize it. That's how easy it is. I walked in, saw it, and I said, that's Daytona. So you and your friend 100% got that down 100%.
Yeah, I mean, no, really, Paul killed it. It looks fantastic. He had to like specifically heat the vinyl up so that it would stay on the helmet. You know, he fixed all the stickers. He had to heat attach them to the to the helmet as well on top of the vinyl. It's just one of those things where, like, man, what if this little crazy creative idea I have can actually come to life? And here it is. So definitely go check out Paul. I'll try to link him in the description. If he does eventually make an Etsy shop or something for this where you guys can go send him custom things to get vinyl wrapped, that would be great. But then I kind of thought to myself, like, you know, this is awesome. This is great. But, like, why stop here? You know, like, why not take it to the next level? And
yeah, why not go a little bit further? Why not make it really come to life?
Yeah, and then I kind of thought to myself, you know, why not get a full-on racing suit?
Oh, you mean like this one right over here?
Exactly like this one right over here.
Look at this bad boy.
I went ahead and I got a customized race suit. You know, I've actually always wanted a race suit in general because they just looked pretty cool. But this makes for a very unique costume. Definitely gonna pop at the convention halls, and I think Halloween is done for me for the rest of my life. I think I know what I'm gonna be doing. But I'm actually gonna wear this for the rest of the video just to kind of get into the whole spirit of this.
So why don't we cut to that right now?
So here I am in the rest of the costume. Once again, I decided that if I was gonna get the helmet, maybe turn it into a full costume. I found this place on Etsy that makes custom race suits, and they did a very good job. It was also very fast too, but most importantly, I wanted to make sure that if the suit featured the Daytona logo on the front, which again, this is zippered, so it would have had to be broken up. So they did a great job of that, and of course that it had the colors, the blue and the red. Now, when you have vinyl versus cloth, they explain that you're not gonna get the exact same color, but it's close enough that honestly, the suit looks great. It looks great with the helmet all together, which we're gonna show tons of footage of me wearing the entire suit here. I don't even mind that there's like a slight color variation. This literally just is being the driver from Daytona USA.
Yep. If one ever existed, because again, you don't really see inside the car, at least not to my knowledge. So Again, as a gamer, as a guy who's played racing games, if I see this guy with the whole suit, or even with just the jumpsuit itself, I mean, it says Daytona USA on it anyway, but my first thought would be, that looks like the Daytona car. And dude, I'm telling you, it's amazing. Even on like the waist strap says rolling start,
Yeah.
which is what the Japanese guy in the game actually yells while the cars are, you know, slowly rolling towards the start line to get the race started.
That would be the music, which, by the way, we could get into a whole sidetrack about the music for the game
absolutely.
because it's iconic, but we're not going to get into that right now. Yeah, the suit, I had options to customize it further, but really the most important thing was to make sure that the Daytona logo was here, because anything on the front, if it was going to be bigger, you know, the zipper would be I would have to cut it in half, and it was just it would have been a headache. So this is all that really matters. The rest of the suit is mostly plain besides the rolling start. Eventually what I want to do with this is I want to start getting into like sewing things with like a sewing machine, and just ordering custom patches that are going to fill out the rest of it. So again, like these logos, Gallop Racing, Sega, AM2, I want a big Hornet on the back, you know, all that kind of stuff, just to really make the suit pop and feel like this is an actual like sponsored thing, like, you know, like it actually
absolutely,
is a legit race suit. So that's kind of my long-term plan with this. Again, it was just like an idea that popped into my head for the helmet first, then the suit came along, and I also have gloves and race shoes as well, and there's more ideas I have to kind of like further expand this, but you know, it was just kind of like a fun, creative idea. I'm glad that I was able to make it happen. I'm gonna be going to New York Comic Con this year. That'll be very likely the first convention that I get to go to where I'm gonna get to show this off. Unfortunately, we won't be going together, but if you do see me there, definitely stop me, say what's up. I will be wearing the race suit for the duration of the day. I'm sure other conventions as well are possible. This would be perfect for MagFest.
Absolutely.
So I'm definitely gonna take it to MagFest. I know it's gonna pop really well at MagFest. And actually, one of the other ideas that my buddy Paul was telling me was that I should get footage or even just shots of me in the suit playing the Daytona arcade racing game, like actually in the seat.
Yeah.
You know, and that also goes into another thing. Again, I stream on Twitch. I do a lot of race wheel streams, so I was thinking also I would probably
just put it on
and just stream with it here and there. I am going to be doing a stream where I show off the suit, just because I wanted to also share that with the stream as well as with YouTube. That'll probably already be done by the time that this goes up, but anyway, you could check out Mash the Stampede at Twitch. And yeah, I don't know where else this is gonna go with regards to this suit, but I thought it was really fun. Again, I don't know anyone that's done this, so this is probably a one-of-a-kind costume. That's something that I'm really into, which is customizable, unique ideas like that. Eventually, again, I'll sort things out and make the suit have a lot more patches, but at this point, this is pretty much this is a done deal with this costume.
A done deal indeed. We want to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for checking out this awesome video, this awesome costume that our boy Mash is now donning for the rest of eternity, apparently.
This is I'm going to the grave in this suit. And also thank you to Paul Good for the vinyl wrap. Thank you to my dad for just giving me a racing helmet and making all of this possible. You know, it's just sometimes you just get a crazy creative idea, just go after it. You never know what's gonna come of that, you know. And now we got a sweet ass costume out of it.
Hell yeah. If you guys liked it, if you like his whole getup, slap that like button. Let us know in the comments below. Have you played Daytona USA? Which car design is your favorite? Do you think he looks quite dapper in this suit? Let us know. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to mash that subscribe button, you know? Stay tuned for more awesome content, because we got a lot more coming.
That's right. Next time we'll have him do a costume reveal. And, wait for that.
If that ever happens. See you next time, everyone.
Bye.